Before a woman cheats, she doesn't start with actions. She starts with words, subtle ones, harmless at first glance. But every lie she tells before crossing that line is a quiet warning, wrapped in emotional disguise. Cheating doesn't happen overnight. It begins with emotional preparation. She starts building a wall of justifications long before she betrays you, telling herself stories that make the unthinkable feel acceptable. These stories come out as small lies, soft excuses, or carefully chosen phrases that sound normal but carry hidden intent. Most men miss these because they trust her tone more than her patterns. But a woman's language shifts before her loyalty does. If you know what to listen for, you'll see the betrayal coming long before she makes her move. These are the 4 lies every woman tells before she cheats, and what they really mean. The first lie is, "I just need some space." At face value, it sounds innocent. Everyone needs space. But when a woman says this out of nowhere, it's rarely about self-care. It's about creating emotional distance to make room for someone else. Space becomes her camouflage for disconnection. She'll start spending more time alone, taking longer to reply, becoming harder to reach. What she's really doing is detaching from you emotionally while easing her guilt. By claiming she needs space, she's giving herself permission to disconnect without confrontation. And during that space, she's often opening the door to emotional comfort elsewhere. Space isn't bad when it's mutual, but when it's one-sided, it's a silent goodbye disguised as self-growth. The second lie is, "We're just friends." This is the most dangerous one because it sounds harmless. But when she starts repeating it too often, defending it too strongly, or saying it before you've even asked, it's not about friendship, it's about emotional cover. That phrase is her safety net, her shield from suspicion. Women understand emotional attachment better than men. She knows how to create deep connections without calling them romantic. But emotional affairs almost always precede physical ones. The friend she texts late at night, the one she defends too passionately, the one she laughs with more freely than she does with you. That's not just friendship anymore. The more she insists it's innocent, the more invested she already is. True friendship doesn't need justification. Only secrets do. The third lie is, "You're overreacting." This is the moment her guilt starts turning into manipulation. Instead of taking accountability for her growing distance, she shifts the blame to your emotions. You'll notice it when you express concern, maybe about her tone, her behavior, or her sudden disinterest. Instead of reassurance, she gives you dismissal. "You're imagining things." "You're too sensitive." "You're acting crazy." These phrases aren't clarity, they're control. It's her way of silencing your intuition. Because deep down, she knows you're right. When a woman begins invalidating your feelings, it's not because you're wrong, it's because she's hiding something. Every time she says you're overreacting, she's trying to protect her secret by making you doubt your instincts. And the moment you stop trusting your gut, she knows she can move freely. The fourth lie is, "I'm not happy anymore." This one usually comes near the end, right before the betrayal becomes real. It's the emotional justification she needs to cross the line and still feel like the victim. By convincing herself she's unhappy, she reframes cheating as self-liberation instead of betrayal. But look closely. This unhappiness isn't new. It's selective. She only starts feeling unhappy once someone else begins giving her attention. It's not that you suddenly changed. It's that her emotional comparison did. She'll start rewriting the story of your relationship, magnifying small flaws, downplaying your effort, and painting you as distant or unloving. It's psychological rewriting, a mental trick to make disloyalty look like a search for happiness. The truth is, happiness was never missing. It just got redirected. Once these 4 lies appear, "I need space," "We're just friends," "You're overreacting," and "I'm not happy anymore," understand that you're no longer dealing with confusion, you're dealing with preparation. She's emotionally setting the stage for betrayal. And the hardest part is, she'll sound calm while doing it. Her words won't come from chaos, they'll come from control. That calmness is what makes it so deceptive. Because she's already detached emotionally, and she's preparing you to accept her distance without asking too many questions. Dr. Alina Rose explains that before a woman cheats, Her psychology changes in three distinct ways. First, she seeks justification, telling herself she deserves more. Second, she seeks emotional replacement, finding validation from someone new. Third, she seeks distance, redefining her narrative so she can cheat without guilt. These lies are part of that transformation. They allow her to betray you while still viewing herself as the one who was wronged. When you start hearing these phrases, the worst thing you can do is panic. Don't beg, don't chase, don't try to prove your worth. A woman already leaning toward betrayal isn't listening to your logic. She's listening to her emotions. The more desperate you seem, the more she feels justified in pulling away. Instead, take control of your composure. Observe quietly. Detach emotionally. Her lies are not an attack. They're an announcement. She's telling you, in her own coded language, that she's already halfway out. The truth is, when a woman is planning betrayal, she becomes both the actress and the scriptwriter. Every conversation becomes performance. Every phrase a line rehearsed to make her guilt less visible. But what she doesn't realize is that energy always leaks through. The softness in her tone disappears. The rhythm of her affection changes. The comfort you once felt around her turns into quiet unease. Her body might still be there, but her loyalty is already gone. Dr. Alina Rose always says, the words she uses before betrayal are never random. They're her confession disguised as defense. When she starts saying these things, don't ignore them. They're not just signs, they're timelines. Each lie marks a step deeper into emotional distance. You can't stop someone from betraying you if they've already convinced themselves they're right to do it. But you can protect your peace by recognizing the signs early. So when you hear those lines, I just need space, we're just friends, you're overreacting, I'm not happy anymore, don't argue. Don't explain, just listen. Because the moment you stop reacting, her lies lose their power. You'll see the cracks appear in her confidence, the hesitation in her tone, the guilt in her eyes. The truth will reveal itself, not because you forced it, but because you stayed calm enough to see it. And when it does, don't chase answers. Don't look for closure. Her lies already told you everything. Walk away with grace, because a woman who needs to lie to love cannot love with depth. And a man who sees through deception without losing his composure, that's a man she'll never forget, even long after the truth destroys her illusion.